Before we, as I go ahead and bring Debbie on, please make sure that you write your biggest takeaway, your action step that you're going to take as a result of what you listened to our panel. And then definitely make sure you get your pens and paper ready to take notes as Debbie comes to share with us. She is one of the top real estate experts in South Florida, and she is about to bless you with her knowledge. Please join me in warmly welcoming to the stage Ms. Debbie Wysocki. Wysocki, I knew I said, she's just Debbie to me. I'm like destroying the names here.
Well, thank you, Gladys. I've had the pleasure of knowing Pat for a little over 2 years, and we met by chance because we both needed to be roommates at a conference, and we became fast friends and shared a lot of interesting stories about our businesses. So it was a great event, and I had the privilege of helping her plan this event. So it's been fun, hasn't it? She's done an amazing job. So I am here today to, oops, I didn't even go there. So entrepreneurs living the dream. So I'm here to share about real estate and how it can be a tool to grow your wealth. How many want to become wealthy, right? And I want to share with you one of my favorite stories from Jim Rohn. How many of you heard the story from Jim Rohn about saving money to buy one bicycle and a second bicycle to rent? Anybody heard that story? Well, I'm going to take it one step further. How many of you already own your own home? Okay. Well, I want to take that story and extrapolate it to buy your own home first, but buy a second home to rent, okay? I had the privilege on Monday of meeting a couple from Texas that has 110 single-family homes and have passive income of $4 million. They get 110 rent checks every single month. Can you imagine that? So expand your mind a little bit and let's go and take a look at Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. All right, most people live on the left side of that quadrant, the 95%. Okay, they're either employee or self-employed, right? We all probably fall into that quadrant at one time or another. And our goal would be to get to the right side and become a business owner or investor. And it's very possible to go catty corner and go from employee to investor very easily. And I'm going to share with you a real life example. My dad was a truck driver, and there he is a few years later with me, and he bought a lot of what I call bread and butter rental units. And my husband and I have a lot of these units as well, but he was able to retire at age 40 simply by investing a little bit of his paycheck every single month in these units. And if you have as little as $10,000 a month, you can easily do this, okay? $10,000 saved, not $10,000 a month. Okay, so if you have $10,000 saved, you can start with your first property. All right, so I want to share with you how you can do that. All right, so I'm going to share with you a little bit about me and how I got started. I started as an executive assistant at the Times Mirror Company. It's a Fortune 50 company in California. They own the Los Angeles Times, a bunch of other newspapers, TV stations, and I looked around and I was 25 years old. All of the other women who were executive assistants were 50 years old. I clearly saw there was nowhere for me to go. I went back to school, got my degree as a financial analyst, went to work for this guy on the right. His name was Jay Goldinger. He was what we call a rainmaker on the cover of Money Magazine, quoted in the Wall Street Journal 2 or 3 times a week. He taught me entrepreneur skills, and when I left him after 11 years, he taught me about customer service, working with clients, Our minimum investor was $1 million, our average investor was $10 million. We had clients like Pier 1, Zebra Technology, those kind of people. He taught me all of the disciplines to work on my own. So my husband and I moved to South Florida from LA, and I became a top network marketer. I had a team of about 15,000 people, and I was able to replace my income pretty quickly in about 2 years. And at the same time, I had the pleasure of working with the guy on the left. He was a private real estate investor, and I helped him grow his portfolio from about 13 million to 75 million. So I helped him identify properties, manage them. We did everything from apartment buildings, commercial properties, oceanfront properties, which we turned into vacation rentals before vacation rentals were popular. And I learned all of those great skills that 20 years later propelled me into a real estate career, because I wasn't a realtor. I knew nothing about real estate. So fast forward, I got kind of sick and tired of network marketing. I had a great career, but after 20 years of doing it, I decided I'm going to go on a new path. And lo and behold, you see my family at the bottom. My son Trent, he's at University of Florida. My daughter Amanda's a junior at Calvary Christian, and my husband is a commercial real estate attorney. And so there you have it. My goal is to provide simply irresistible solutions for your real estate needs and to be a difference maker for you. All right, so I want you to break out your phones real quick. So when you have a real estate need and you're driving in a neighborhood and you see a property and you're wondering, how much is that property? You can find out. How many bedrooms does it have? Simply text to that number, 72727, Debbie RE. You can find out everything you want to know about the property. And that'll just take you about a minute to do that. It's also in the brochure that you got in your bag. Did you like your gift, your little handy dandy tape measure? Okay. Hope you enjoyed that. We tried to find useful things for you. Okay. All right, so now, when it comes to real estate, how many of you are like my husband, who are super cautious and don't want to overpay when you buy something? Yeah? And you want to get top dollar when you sell, right? You don't want to overpay, and you don't want to get taken advantage of. Well, I think we're all like that. So what I've done for you, now I'm the numbers girl, I'm going back to my financial analyst days. What I've done is I've taken some graphs from Keeping Current Matters. And this is a national level, and then I'm going to bring it to a local level. This is the seller traffic based on September numbers. This is telling you who is selling. All right, so you can see that Florida is very strong, very stable. You see the gray areas are weaker, and there's reasons for that. California is weak because there's no inventory. All right, very weak because it's an electronic state. All the high tech is there, and there's no houses to be sold. Okay, there's so many people moving into California, there's no houses. All right, so Florida has a very stable economy when it comes to selling houses. So I know some people are worried there might be a bubble in Florida, but we are very good when it comes to selling. Okay? And the other thing I wanted to share with you is that sometimes when we think back on what I refer to as the sad times 10 years ago, many times people had a short-term horizon. They wanted to make a quick buck. When you're an investor in real estate, you have to have a long-term horizon. And you have to know your numbers. You can't just quickly invest and take the first deal. You have to look at the numbers. What is my rate of return going to be? And you have to have a strategy when you go in. You have to have an entry strategy and you have to have an exit strategy. Entrepreneurs study the facts and then they make a decision, okay? And every single day, someone is born, someone dies, someone gets married, they have a job transfer. So real estate is being sold. Someone has to buy, someone has to sell. Okay, so we are going to be just fine. There's not a bubble coming in the next couple years at least. Okay? So now, what is the buyer demand? One of the things I did want to tell you here that I learned in our statistics class just last week is that in the seller demand, 1 out of 3 people are looking to sell. How many people think it's the baby boomers that are selling? I thought it was the baby boomers. It's the millennials that are selling because they need to trade up. They bought their first house and now they're having babies, followed by Gen Xers. Okay, the millennials are not selling because they're afraid they can't get their next house. That was a real eye-opener for me when I heard that statistic. I was very surprised. So the the baby boomers are staying put, but the millennials are the ones that are actually looking to move. All right, so now we're going to go for the buyers. Okay, so here is the buying traffic. Buyers, you can see, are very, very strong all across America. So here is a statistic that I wanted to share with you. After our last bubble, every quarter, Pulsenomics surveys a distinguished panel of over 100 economists to create the Home Price Expectation Survey. Their recent survey predicts continued growth all across 50 states, which you can see, with significant growth expected in Florida, Texas, California, Washington, Colorado, as well as other states. Now, if you are looking to buy a home, I have a book at my table that shares with you 5 easy steps. And I want to share with you that Donna, my assistant, will be passing out at the end 10 steps on how to buy your home. It's an infographic that will tell you exactly what you need to do in a pictorial form. And that will be probably the easiest thing that you'll be able to take a look at. But there are, I just want to go through a couple things. The most important thing is not knowing your credit score, where you stand. And we have the credit gal right over there in the corner that I would suggest you start with her. And then knowing how much of a loan you can qualify for. That is your second step. You have to get your credit cleared up, and then you need to get pre-approved. That's the second most important thing that you can do. So this book I have at 50% off, so it's only $10, and I think I only brought about 10 of them with me. All right, so now I took it down to a local level. Where are we today in South Florida? So what I did is I ran a couple graphs, there's only 4 of them, for sale versus sold in a very specific zip code in the Fort Lauderdale market. This would be your second home, a trade up of $350,000 to $500,000 during a 10-year period. And I want to show you the stability. The sales remained stable even when you were in a down market. What you can see here is how many homes were for sale in what I call the sad period in 2007. Many homes for sale, but what sold, which is the dark green, remained very stable all the way through. So on the left is 2007, on the right is 2017. So we've had a little more spike in sales, obviously, right now, but the line remains very stable. This is days on market over 10 years. It obviously took longer 10 years ago, and now we're at about 90 days to sell a home in that price range. Here it is over 18 months. And you can see the number of homes for sale 18 months ago was 156, 29 homes sold. Today, 157 homes were for sale, and 14 of them sold. So very stable. Again, it's taking about 72 days to sell. Okay, so what are interest rates doing? Again, in the brochure I referenced that interest rates are a real key portion if you're going to buy a house, right? We want to know where interest rates are going. So a change in interest rates, a 1% change in interest rates, can determine how much home you can buy. If interest rates go up 1%, that means you buy 10% less house. So if you're looking at a $300,000 property, that means you can only buy a $270,000 house. If you could only qualify for a $300,000 house based on your income, now you can only qualify for a $270,000 house. So that makes a big difference. So here's our projected interest rates. So it looks like we're going to have about a half a percentage increase. So time is of the essence if you want to invest, right? So that would be my encouragement to you. If you have some money sitting on the sidelines, that's called opportunity cost. Okay? So real estate, long-term horizon, is you want to put your money in the market. Start renting that bicycle out or the house out. Invest. If you already have your own home, invest now. It's going to appreciate. The South Florida market is not going away. Or if you want to invest in other markets, Warren was saying he's investing in Texas. That's a great opportunity place to invest in as well. I like staying local because then I can check on it myself. All right. So FICO scores. Some people are under the misconception that you need perfect credit. This is where loans are being approved at between 600 and 750, and that breaks out the percentage of where loans are actually being approved.
Is that
Any questions?
not the percentage rate, but the percentage?
The percentage of loans are being approved with that credit score. So the credit score is on the bottom, and that is the percentage of loans that are being approved at each credit score. Does that make sense to you? Okay. You can't see? Okay, so if your credit score is between 600 and 649, 8.5% of the people are getting approved in that credit score range. Almost 20% of the people qualify between 650 and 699, and then 25% are being approved at between a 700 and a 749 credit score. So you can tell what your credit score is based on that. So we've got a gal that can get you in that credit score. Okay. So the next portion I want to talk to you about is really, my background has always been about creating win-win deals, supporting customers, and really taking customer service to the next level, no matter what my business was in, whether I was the executive assistant, whether I was working for the guy Jay Goldinger, or working for Ken Fisher, my private investor. And so I created this website that I want to talk to you about. It's called Special Home Rewards, and it's all about supporting clients, companies, organizations, and preferred partners. And Allison is going to share with you and bring it up because I can't be doing two things with my hands at once.
Hey, Allie, can you move over just a little bit? Keep it a little more.
And she's going to bring up 4 sections of this website because it shares some opportunities with you as entrepreneurs where I can benefit you, and it creates win-win opportunities. So I had this website built. It's called the Home Rewards Program, where I actually rebate 10% of my commission to anyone who buys or sells a home with me. So that is a real plus for my customers, and it's any friends or family members of you as well. And the second part of it is this buyer and seller resource center. So you have home finder, first time home buyer, all of these sections here that it's in this benefit hub here. So I just kind of wanted to run through this with you. We're not going to click on every tab. The second part is the benefit hub. So Allison, you want to bring up that second tab? Okay, so under the benefit hub, there are all these amazing stores, and you save from 70% and up to 25% cash back from all these name brand stores. And I absolutely love that these stores provide all of these wonderful discounts to us. So and membership is free. There's no cost to it. So these are all free for my clients and preferred partners. The third tab is coupons and rebates. And I will tell you that my favorite is Ebates. And I have received $1,100 from Ebates because every time I shop at Amazon, I click on Ebates first. So every month, Ebates sends me a check.
Oh, yeah, I use eBay.
Yes. So I will just tell you that Ebates is a lovely thing in life. So that's part of my resource section. Oh.
Sorry.
Well, it's a tab on my website, so I think
It's a
you.
Chrome extension you can use.
Well, I think you have to click on the tab that was up there. So the third thing is there's a wellness in part of the website that's called Enrichment Center. So how many of us ever get stressed out? Right? Stressed out, financial challenges, maybe want to lose 5 or 10 pounds. All of those things that happen in our life as entrepreneurs, we don't take care of ourselves. Well, my background in network marketing was I was a top producer in 2 companies, both wellness companies. And so when I put this piece in, there's 15,000 links to amazing wellness resources, whether it relates to financial wellness, stress, getting rid of stress, losing pounds and inches, all of those things are in this wellness resource center. So when you scroll down there, Allison, they can see that there's tons of links in this enrichment center, and I loved that part that we put in here. And the fifth section is gifts. So when my webmaster said, Deb, let's put in a gift section. So he went out and found some partners for hotel and dining certificates. That's the last one that I want to talk about. I'll go ahead and talk about this now, since we're on this tab. That's okay. This is my favorite part and the reason I created this website is I have a lot of clients, and so as someone who has clients, we want to provide the best services for our clients. And I'm always looking for great preferred partners for them. So, and that's called creating win-win deals. So I have some preferred partners that I have. It's called, in the old days we called it a Rolodex, right? So what I did is I want preferred partners on this website, and in certain categories. So I'm opening this up to Pat's attendees, and my assistant Donna is going to pass out some paperwork to you. And if you feel like you'd like to be featured on the website as a preferred partner, just check the yes box and we'll have a conversation. It's just a conversation. There's no charge to be featured on the website. And you get featured in 3 spots. So you'll have a link to your website. We ask that you offer a discount or a handout or something that is of value to my clients. And then we have a get-together once a year so you can meet clients and we exchange clients, that sort of thing. And then there's a banner at the bottom. So there's 3 places that you're featured on the website. And the other one that we skipped over is My favorite thing is there's no more powerful word in the language than free. And so that was free gifts that my web designer said, hey, let's offer some free hotel and dining certificates. So they're almost free because the hotels and restaurants said, hey, we have to offer, we have to pay a little service charge. So they're up to 85% off. There's just a little service fee. So Allison, I think we're at the next step is slide. This one, the Home Depot side. So my incentive to you to fill out this form, Donna, would you pass those forms? Donna's going to pass out a form. It's a simple form. I just need your name, industry that you're in, because it is exclusive, and email, telephone number. I'm going to be giving away a $30 Home Depot gift card. And when you turn in that form, you'll be entered into the drawing, and we hope that you win. So that is it. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. I would like to share with you, if you are interested in real estate, that event that I shared with you about. This gentleman wrote a New York Times best-selling book on real estate. David Osborne, Wealth Can't Wait. It is absolutely amazing. I would encourage you to get it. I specialize in the luxury market, but I have done many home sales with FHA loans at 3.5% and have seen closings at the 3.5% level at $300,000. So get into the market, buy a duplex, buy rental properties, and get your piece of the real estate action. So thank you so much.
So before Debbie leaves, I just wanted to point out something. Number one, what you're learning about real estate, investing in real estate, is what entrepreneurs, we want to have multiple streams of income. Yes, we want our passion. That's why you want to do several things. So I really congratulate you for paying attention while Debbie shared this valuable information. And there are so many realtors and real estate agents that you could work with. I want you to see what Debbie did. She created a place with her special rewards program to highlight you, to keep her top of mind, and then she's using her marketing to keep you top of mind. So if you haven't filled out that card to find out how you can get on her site, do it now. Awesome, Deb.
Thank you, Nancy, and thank you, Debbie.